Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll take that as a compliment. Judge Ota, if I could start with you, let me ask you about some of the comments made by the Lawyers Club of San Diego, and I just want to be sure before I do that, you've been involved extensively with that organization. Is that right? Do I have that right?
Senator Hawley, I was a member of the 15-member board of directors for the Lawyers Club of San Diego, which is a local bar association in San Diego that deals with women's issues. But I have stepped away from that board when I became a sitting judge, just as I've stepped away from all advocacy. And now in my courtroom, I decide all the cases that come before me on the facts and the law only, without regard to previous advocacy positions.
Okay, great. Got it. Thank you. Let me just ask you about some of the comments, some of the statements that the Lawyers Club has made. In a 2020 press release, the Lawyers Club blasted the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Little Sisters of the Poor. That press release said that the decision was, and I'm quoting them now, a devastating blow to women's reproductive justice, end quote, and that the decision perpetuates inequality. That's a quote. Can you explain to me why protecting the religious freedom of this case of a women's group is a devastating blow to women? I mean, tell me the logic behind that statement.
Hey, thank you, Senator. The 15-member board of directors of the Lawyers Club of San Diego issued that statement expressing concern about decreased access to contraceptive care for women. However, as a sitting judge right now, I've set aside all previous advocacy, just as I've walked away from the board and any cases that come before me.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you. Our time is really limited. Were you a member of the organization, though, at that time in 2020?
Yes, I was a member of the 15-member board of directors.
That issued the press release? Okay, so you issued the press release. You signed off on it. So I want to ask you about that, since that's a statement you signed. Tell me why the Supreme Court's decision in this case, protecting the rights of a female religious group, the Catholic Order of Nuns, is a devastating blow to women. I want to understand that statement for the record. So explain that for me.
Thank you, Senator. That statement, again, expressed concern about decreased access for women to contraceptive care. However,
do you stand by it?
Senator, I regret the extent to which the wording of that statement may give the impression that I would not take religious liberty very seriously in my courtroom. It is a foundational right and one that's enshrined in our Bill of Rights.
Can I just ask you, do you think that, I'm sorry, I've just got 2 minutes here. I don't want to get you, I want to allow you to explain your views on this case. Do you think that, clearly you thought this decision was wrongly decided. Why? Why is the Supreme Court decision here protecting the rights of this female religious group wrong?
Again, Senator, that was a statement that was issued by the Lawyers Club of San Diego before I was a sitting judge.
But you signed it. We've been over that. So just tell me why you think it was. I mean, these are statements you've made now. So tell me why you think that the Supreme Court decision protecting the rights of this women's order of Catholic nuns was wrongly decided.
As a sitting judge, Senator Hawley, and as a nominee, I would faithfully, fully follow.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you about your statements that you made recently, I might add. This wasn't an eternity ago. This is recent. These are cases that are from the United States Supreme Court. You've criticized very sharply, I think it's fair to say. Explain to me why you think it was wrong, this outcome in this case, and why you criticized it so sharply.
Senator, what would happen in my courtroom is that I would faithfully apply Supreme Court precedent.
Are you not going to answer my question? It sounds like to me. Or is this you're declining to answer? So you're not going to say why you issued this statement, why you think the case was wrong?
Senator, I am here to assure you that that precedent, as well as all Supreme Court precedent, would be faithfully followed by me in the courtroom without regard to any previous advocacy statements.
Let me try something else. Was Brown versus Board rightly decided?
Senator, in general, as a nominee, I would decline to comment on the merits of Supreme Court cases, the parameters or the issues that are still coming before the courts. However, I do make an exception for cases like Brown versus Board of Education, which dealt with de jure racial segregation, and cases like Marbury versus Madison, because those issues are unlikely to come before me. So yes, Senator, Brown versus Board of Education was correctly decided.
Okay, my time has expired. I need to let my colleagues question. I'll have some more questions for the record. I just want to put a marker down here to say that when you've made statements on the record directly criticizing Supreme Court cases in very sharp terms, I might add, I think you need to be prepared to explain why you've done that. I'm not asking you to comment on hypotheticals. I'm asking you to comment on your own statements on law that, frankly, you'll be called upon to apply. And your refusal to do so, to repeatedly answer my questions here today, I think is disturbing, considering you chose to make these statements. And they're very recent statements, and they directly affect your ability to do the job that you're being asked to do. So that gives me a lot of pause. I'll have some more questions for you for the record. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Blackburn.